Hello. This testimony comes as a time of both sadness and great joy because of the passing of a dear soul named Ketino. I don't even know Ketino's last name, honestly, or how to pronounce it. I know that I got to know Ketino before in the early 2000s, and she was one of the most devoted students of God and the Ascended Masters that I've ever seen. In 2004, I went to Moscow for the first time. And Ketino and her husband Sergey at that time were a part of a group of very, very fiery and dedicated souls that put together conferences for hundreds or sometimes even thousands of Russian people who were extremely devoted and felt a great love towards Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, which Ketino deeply in the fullness of her heart acknowledged as her teacher and her guru. And when I went to Russia, I was so overwhelmed the first time by the openness and the pureness of the hearts of the people there. And one of the things I noticed about Ketino at that point was how extremely and completely and just absolutely devoted she gave herself to God and to the causes of this planet and of the teachings of Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because a couple days ago, I believe it's July 12th, Ketino passed away. As we would say in the teachings, she passed from the octaves of light. And when I first heard that a few days prior to that, the Ketino, with a couple of other what we would call chelas, the students of the Ascended Masters, were involved in a fire in an apartment that they had in Russia, or that they were in. I don't even know all the circumstances. And everybody was severely burned. I kept thinking, God, Ketino, I've known her, and everybody's really known her as such a fiery soul, and here she is in this baptism of fire. And I thought about them when they said 60% or more of their bodies were burned, and with one woman even more. I thought, what excruciating pain that must be. And I thought, well, what I knew about Ketino was just how she gave everything that she had to sharing the teachings of Saint Germain and the Masters and Mrs. Prophet and her love for God. There were stories about conferences where Ketino would go up there in hours and hours and hours and give decrees and devotions, and then some days she wouldn't even change her clothes. She would just go back in, and she was what we would call a Blu-ray student, or Blu-ray Chila. She was very fiery, and she took no guff from anybody really about what she believed in and what she was devoted to, and she didn't waste the hours of her days giving devotions to God and to the Masters. And I think for a person like myself that is kind of free-spirited, to see that kind of dedication in a person, it was both respect and, like, I was thinking, does it have to be that way? And yet, when I heard that she was in this predicament and she was fighting for her life, I felt privately really that I wonder if it's God's time to free her, to where she really belongs, in the light with God, in His arms, in the arms of the Divine Mother, because she truly demonstrated to me the behavior and the life and the selflessness and the sacrifice of a Divine Mother, a divine feminine flame. And I just thought maybe it's her time and it's her calling in God's graces that she would pass from this octave. And I know on July 12th, just a couple days ago, well, who knows when you hear this, I was in Arizona. I was walking in the desert, and I just felt this tremendous joy and light and lightness of being and love. And I go, why am I having this? And I looked at the clouds and the Indian sky and Indian clouds and was thinking, is it you, nature? Is it God blessing me somehow? And later on that night, I got the word that Ketino had passed. And I thought, that must have been it. She's such a demonstration and an embodiment of the flame of love and of God that maybe everybody, the whole planet, felt her. And I just had to say something to you, Ketino. I love you, and I love your soul, and I'm so grateful for your demonstration example that you've left behind for all of us. And I only have a few pictures here. I really only have a couple. The time that I was in Russia in 2004 and this other picture, but I wanted people to know this. Ketino, soul of light. God bless you, sister.